It's time for Clubhouse for the mortgage industry. We are excited to talk to you today from Intent. This is Kelly Yale, and I am so looking forward to talking to you about a new social media platform that you probably have heard of, but maybe just have seen in people's comments asking for invitations. But let's make you the master of this new audio system. So today we're going to be going over what is Clubhouse, why it's important to the mortgage industry, how to get involved, what to do once you're on the app, the difference between chat rooms and the hallway and clubs, and then how you can use it. So let's start first. What is Clubhouse? Clubhouse is an audio chat social network app that lets the users speak to one another or listen in on their conversations about a variety of topics. The Clubhouse app is still in beta, so it's currently Apple only and an invite only. Now, there are plenty of people who you likely know who are already part of that. Part of beta is kind of a marketing ploy, as is invite only. They want to make it feel exclusive. So that's what they're currently doing. That it was the same thing with when Google launched their Google Circles. I don't know if you guys remember back that far, but it was the only people who could get in there were social media managers, which I was. And we finally got in there, but there's nobody in there at the time. So invite only is always an interesting ploy. Why is it important to mortgage marketing? Not only can you start chats in rooms of your own, but it's going to give you the option to follow other users, other industry people, see what they're talking about, follow topics, talk about those topics with them, get in front of people that you want to get in front of. But also, this is a prime situation for any mortgage individual who wants to get in front of different real estate agents and have open conversations with them that aren't going to be via email. And Clubhouse is making headlines. If you think about the way that that we use audio, right? So a lot of people listen to podcasts, and then that's just a one speaker format, or multiple speaker formats. But this is a place where you can listen in, but you can also participate in those conversations. The New York Times recently reported when you join like a pop up audio chat room, that disappears when it ends. Once in the rooms, the users are segmented into tiers determined by the moderators. Users can join any chat room, see who is speaking or listening, and click into a profile page and follow others. The focus is on highbrow conversations that mimic real life interactions. And Vogue said topics range from influencer culture to race and feminism to chat rooms debunking myths about turning 30. Very true. The thing I want you to take from this is that there is definitely a buzz around Clubhouse, as it is something different. People love a different new shiny thing. That was TikTok for 2020. Clubhouse seems to be the it platform for 2021. It really is kind of like a cocktail party or a clubhouse, or as I really love to look at it, in sales, we always say, or really in any industry, you say, I really prefer to be the dumb one at the table, right? You want everybody else to be smarter than you so you can learn as much as you can. This is prime example of how you can make that happen. You can circulate around the chat rooms with the option to participate or just listen to the actual audio. The audio is never recorded. Once a chat room is closed, nothing is saved, which ensures the conversation remains private and protected. So much like the way that your stories disappear on different social media apps, this is the same concept. How do you get an invite to Clubhouse? Well, there's going to be two ways that you can receive an invitation. You can get one from a current user who can invite you from their main menu. Everybody gets two or three, I think three right off the bat. And users that you are connected with will be notified that you've joined and may be able to add you to the platform. If you're super interested in joining, you can find me at Kelly Yale. Obviously, I just started in this arena myself, as I don't have that many followers, but you can come follow me and I'll follow you. And if I have a handy invite, I would happily give that to you. How can it benefit your mortgage business? Well, you can see right here the kinds of conversations that go on. The mortgage syndicate is one that I listen to often, real estate, coffee cafe, different things that you can find that are really good to know what's going on in real estate, especially if that is geolocated to your area. And I mean by that is if you want to know what is happening in Las Vegas real estate, you should be able to find a match for that conversation. Clubhouse is going to give you the users the option to follow others. You can join rooms, you can follow topics, you can start rooms of your own. As the app gains in popularity, you can expect more and more mortgage and real estate experts to be found creating conversations. There are some people who I just love, Brian Covey being one of them, is always a leader on all social media platforms. He's a really good guy. I think he works at Loan Depot, so check him out if you can. And then once you are on Clubhouse, what are the steps you need to take? You need to upload a very good profile photo. And I'm sort of laughing about that because, as you know, I always tell you in all these coaching sessions to make sure that you have a non-mortgage, glamour shots 10 years ago picture. Write a bio that gives the users the insight to who you are and the value that you're going to offer in conversations. Everybody loves to use emojis in their bios. So that's an FYI for you. It seems to be a definite trend over there. Like people will really load their stuff down with little pictures. And then link your Instagram or Twitter account for people to easily find you. So, you'll come up as a suggestion a lot better if you have your social media tied in. So let's talk about the hallway and how you can navigate it. Once you set up your bio, you enter the hallway, which is basically the same thing as a news feed in your social media platforms. You can enter any active public chat to listen in or take part in that conversation. You can start a private chat room with any of your friends if you swipe right or left in the hallway. You can see upcoming discussions based on the clubs you followed or scheduled rooms. You can review notifications to see who has followed you, when someone you are following is speaking in a room, invitations to join a room, and when someone you follow has scheduled a room to open. You can also search the member directory right from the hallway. So that's a lot of information about the hallway, but for the most part, the hallway is going to give you a bird's eye view into what is going on with the people who you communicate with, what they're going to be doing, and show you everyone who's in there. And then you're going to enter a room, and it's going to look a lot like this. When you enter a room, you're going to join in as a listener with no microphone access. You can listen to the conversation and get a feel for the tone and the topic and the host. You can click users to see who else, you can click their photos to see who else is in the room if you want to read a little bit more about their background and their bio, or you want to connect with them. If you want to ask a question or contribute to the conversation, click the hand icon. The moderators can choose to bring you up to the stage, which is just like at the top so that you become one of the speakers. And then you can start creating your own room. After your bio is set up, you'll enter the hallway, which is the name for the newsfeed. Then you can schedule your room in advance with a catchy headline and topic summary. You can add co-moderators to join you. You can ask business partners to collaborate and help you grow your reach. So if you want to do a brand, like a real estate agent and mortgage sort of together, this is what's going on in this area for whether that is investments, first-time home buyers, whatever it is, you guys can just host a room together. Open your room in a couple of minutes early to allow people to have time to join, but also so that you can ping people to join you who happen to be in the hallway, but maybe aren't in your room. And then there's clubs. Clubs bring people together of similar interests, identities, and activities. Clubs can be private or public and can meet as frequently or infrequently as the creator chooses. There's currently not a club directory, so the best way to find them is in conversation in events that appear in your feed or under the profile of those who you follow. So clubs are a little trickier right now, as they're probably looking to see what those clubs are most often named, what the vibe is, how people are using it. That's sort of part of the beta, is understanding how users are actually going to approach the platform and then being able to build around that. Let's talk about how you can use Clubhouse for mortgage. Start the chat rooms to share your mortgage expertise. Network with other mortgage professionals and real estate agents. Learn from other mortgage professionals and real estate agents. Start referral rooms to focus on making referral connections outside of your own market, and host regularly scheduled chats for consumers where you answer questions about how the mortgage process works or interview local business leaders. There are myriad things that you can do to really make a splash on this platform. We love to bring you these coaching sessions because we think it is very important for you to understand all aspects of marketing and technology. And we try to break that down into consumable little pieces. You can always find our coaching on our website, intentmarketing.com. You can click on videos, or you can click on coaching, or you can click on articles. You will find a different way of learning in each of those arenas. And last but certainly not least, you can always follow us on our social media platforms. I guess I'm going to have to update this with my Clubhouse. So I'm going to have to do that on the last slide of these coaching sessions from now on. But you can find us at Intent Marketing across all social media platforms. Well, we certainly would love to add you to our very super secret Intent Mortgage Mastermind group on Facebook. You can just look that up, and I would be happy to allow you to join. Thank you so much for joining us today. I will take any questions that you guys may have about the platform, but we look forward to seeing you on Clubhouse soon.